Now I'm back. Hey, what's up, everyone? All right. Good morning. Hi, Cindy. Let's see who I've missed here. Hi, Katie. Hi, Lori. Hi, Nancy. Katie's making plant medicine as we speak. I love it. Hi, Claudia. Good morning, Suzette. Hi, Heather. Good morning. I saw Janelle. Did I see Caress? I did. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm okay. I've had a sick kid here all week, and he had a raging fever all week long and definitely might have had COVID. He tested negative, but like, what do we know? So I'm just crossing my fingers and seeing how it goes because I don't feel terrible, but I also feel a little bit weird. But that's also like every day now. Do you know what I mean? Like, have you noticed how weird this energy is? Like, I have probably felt like I'm getting the flu 8 times in the past month, and then I don't get it, and it ends up being energy, but it's exhausting and weird, and no thanks. Stop it. So, um, so it's, like, hard to say anymore, like, what it is. Like, is it germs? Is it energy? I know that so many people are sick, like, muggles are sick, getting lots of things, especially strep throat, lots of, norovirus type stuff, just and obviously COVID, which probably we have some variations that aren't showing up on tests anymore, so it's just, like, sicky, sick, sick, sick. So much sicks, and then the energy. So, what can we do except keep taking care of ourselves and moving energy where we can, right? Um, we've got our full moon in Virgo coming up tomorrow, peaks tomorrow, and um, we are in Pisces season, which I'm sorry that I haven't been on top of updating you on those things. I feel like I said last time, things are really shifting with me, and I'm having to just listen and not freak out about it. But I don't know where that's going. But I'm not going to like make myself do things just because I think I should do them anymore. So just kind of letting that evolution happen. But the energy has been really wild and very transformative and revealing. Um, and we know Virgo energy loves, 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 loves to organize the chaos. So may we look forward to some organization of the chaos that we've been feeling lately, right? And I will also say that even as I've been feeling this way, I'm like emotionally very well. So there's that too. Like emotionally, I feel pretty strong and like I'm good, and things are working out. So I can't complain on that end. It's just like ease up on the pedal, like pump the brakes on this energy for a second. I don't think that's going to happen though. So just keep taking care of yourself as much as possible. I've definitely been tapping in with the mushrooms lately and taking supplements of mushrooms, not necessarily magic mushrooms, but like just supportive immune mushrooms. And hopefully that helps. I don't know. We shall see. Like I said, like this is the first year that I haven't been horribly sick from eclipse season onward. So it is what it is, right? It's moving in the right direction. So today we're going to tap in and do some card pulls for this full moon in Virgo. And if you're new here, welcome to Coffee and Magic. I'm here Fridays at 10 and on 9 o'clock on Mondays to pull some cards from here and get you your messages. If you would like to donate and keep the lights and the Wi-Fi running, you can do that through the link in my bio on my Instagram and the link in my bio on my TikTok, or you can go to my website. I'm taking one-on-one clients right now for coaching work. If that is of interest to you, you can send me a message through my website or DM me. And as a reminder, Normalized Magic Workshop kicks off next week. And if you have not yet signed up, but that's been on your to-do list, make sure you do that. I didn't close registration like I said to you because I forgot, due to the fact that I've been nursing my kid all week. So it's still there if you forgot to register. We kick off on Tuesday of next week, and then we go back to our normal Wednesday nights after that. So I'm looking forward to reconnecting. It's been 2 weeks off. Um, this past Wednesday would be 2 weeks off, and it feels weird. I don't like it. So it was good because I feel like I needed the reset as well, for some other things to come through. But I'll be glad to get back in the group with you, my friends, because it's like an anchor every week, you know? All right, so I'm going to give you 3 things this morning so you can get your messages. And also, I have this deck with me today. It's not a new deck, but it's been packed away. I haven't used it in a long time, and I'm feeling this map energy. So I think that I'm going to use this too in some way. I haven't decided yet how, but just know that I'll be adding a little bit of something extra for this full moon for you friends. So the 3 things, why don't we do herbs? We're going to do herbs. So the first one is going to be mugwort. The second one is sage. And the third is dandelion. Mugwort, sage, and dandelion. What are you feeling this morning? You can just drop your selection. Ugh. Ooh. Mugwort, sage, and dandelion. Hi, Christine. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Christine. 2 Christines. Ooh, Janelle says, we named the coffee house we are opening Sage. Ooh, I feel like you've got a lot of stuff you need to catch us up on, Janelle. Mugwort, sage, and dandelion. Good morning, Thrawn. Mugwort, sage, and dandelion. Good morning. Hi, Erin. Ooh, well, hold on. I have to stop shuffling this for a second. I gotta shuffle this. All right. Mugwort, sage, and dandelion. It's not a secret if you put it in the chat. All right, mugwort friends, tell me when you're ready. I'm really sorry for what I'm about to do, but I'm so uncomfortable. Spicy coffee and magic this morning. It's like coffee and magic strip poker. But, whew. Oh, thank God. I couldn't breathe. That's right, Claudia. It was a real bra. It was like, with like clippies in the back. It didn't have an underwire, but I felt like my boobs were like in my lungs, and I can't do magic that way, okay? Oh, I can't do magic that way. All right. Tell me when you're ready for mugwort. Again, your choices are mugwort, sage, and what? My brain just stopped. Dandelion. Mugwort, sage, and dandelion. Those are your three. I have mugwort here. Oh, Cindy switched over to Instagram. Well, here, I have this for you. This is your mugwort. You've got birth and rebirth, the swan, and the hawk. Wow, this is quite a spread, isn't it? So, birth and rebirth, the swan, and the hawk. This is a, I mean, very, here we go. The swan and birth and rebirth are coming together. All right. Birth and rebirth is a new iteration of a cycle for you, right? An energy that is going through a transformation, and that energy is you. This specific message is about your spiritual transformation, and we need to throw some words on what that exactly means because it's not as like esoteric as you might think it is. Bringing the spirituality of your soul up to the forefront of your being is what this journey is about. It's not it's not a niche concept. It's not a hobby. It's in essence who you've always been. That is the spiritual essence of your soul, right? And right now you're undergoing this transformation, or not a transformation, a revelation, because it's revealing. You're going through this revelation of self. And in that discovery and in that revelation, you are opening up to the truth of your own spiritual being and who you truly are. So you're in that now, and it feels like there are moments where it feels amazing, and there are moments where it feels the opposite of amazing, but it's moving really fast. So just kind of keep that in mind. And we have the hawk here because you've been asking for signs and guidance, and you're getting them. You're so supported in this revelation of self. I don't even know that you realize how much support you have from your energetic team and your ancestors. Okay. We've said this once before, I think, that, we love to talk about the burdens that we inherit from our ancestors, right? Like the traumas. But we don't talk as much about the opposite of traumas, the gifts, the strengths, the discoveries. Like we don't talk about those things as much. And this is reminding you that for all the traumas that your ancestors have burdened upon your DNA, with those traumas comes deep learning and understanding and knowledge that you can now tap into. And you can take all of those things and draw upon them and build them up exponentially to create an amplification of your specific bloodline here and now. So just remember that you are very, very supported by your ancestors too, and not just in a very like specific trauma healing way. It's bigger than that. It's more. There's more happening. Okay. So that is your mugwort this morning. Don't hate it. The next one is sage, and then we have dandelion. Ugh. I feel funny. Mm. Let's just keep shuffling. All right, so that was mugwort. We've got sage and dandelion. I cannot tell you how much better I feel now that I took my bra off. That was like insane. What the hell? All right. Did that hit for my mugwort people? For shuffling for sage. I will. My kids are going to their dad's today, and I plan to snuggle up in bed with these aminals. Just rest. All right. So this is going to be your sage. Tell me when you're ready. Okay. So for sage, we've got the owl, restriction, and communication. Oh, boy. What have you been getting yourself into, right? So, owl, restriction, and communication. So, let's talk about the communication and restriction first. There, you have a situation going on, right, where you are not speaking your truth. And I want to clarify what I mean by that. You're not saying what you actually want to say. You're not saying what you actually think. You're really not saying anything at the end of the day because you're not communicating what you need to be communicating, right? Why do we do that? So many reasons, but this is going to tie back to like a major theme that I've been relentlessly talking about for months now, right? Moving from fear based action to love based action. Okay. And love based action doesn't mean loving, that doesn't mean being easier on everybody and making everybody happy and not causing any waves and not making things tense. That's not what love based means. But think about fear based. When you, let's say for the sake of example for this particular situation, because it's about speaking, you feel a certain way, but you don't want to say it because you're afraid that if you say how you truly feel, things are going to change for you in a way you can't predict, and that scares you. You don't want to say how you truly feel about something or what your actual thoughts are because you're afraid that you won't like the result. So you're afraid of what actually speaking truth will do, right? That's a fear-based action. So if you do that, if you choose to either not speak or to speak around it so as to curate a reaction that you feel safer with, that's a fear based action. Do you see what I mean? And a fear based action will always result in a fear based result. That doesn't mean it's a bad result. And I think that's something we really need to remember because plenty of lovely things can happen in fear based reality. It has. We're all here. We were all born in fear-based reality, right? There are things that are delightful in that space. But what I'm saying to you is we're moving out of that space. So in order to have new experiences and a world that is more aligned with love-based reality, you actually have to start transitioning your actions from fear-based to love-based. And that in this particular situation is connecting to you speaking, right? So let's say with that same example, you're afraid that if you say XYZ, you're not going to like what ends up happening, right? On the flip side, if you speak your actual truth, what happens then, right? What happens then? Well, what happens on the other side of actually speaking your truth and being honest, right? That's a love-based action. How is it love-based? Because it's not scary. Choosing love-based action is often the most terrifying, right? But it's love-based because it's in alignment with you, okay? It's in alignment with you. You're not trying to manipulate a reaction that makes you feel safer because it's known. You're moving into that unknown territory, right? So for my sage people, This situation that you're in is asking you to please think about what you want to add to this equation. Do you want to add more fear-based energy or love-based energy? And if so, it may require you doing a scary thing and actually saying what you actually feel, what you actually want, right? So, and the owl is then, the card says deception and wisdom, but that's not what the vibe is for this owl today. The owl is actually one of those, like, it might as well be a hawk because it's just a symbol for you to be tapped into. Maybe you've been seeing owls a lot, maybe owls your thing, tapping into that energy. Okay. All right. So that is your surge. Hi, Jean. Oh. All right. The last one is going to be dandelion for some detox, hopefully, right? I'm going to actually give you an example of this because I was talking to a friend about this yesterday and telling her this story. So, you know, all of these things that I'm talking about, like, I'm talking about them to you because I'm actually like living them in my actual life. And months ago, I want to say it was probably October of last year. I was about to start divorce stuff with my ex finally. And in our relationship dynamic, I always listen to him because he knows everything. And I was always in that space of making sure he wasn't ever upset or uncomfortable, just making sure that I wasn't challenging him in that way. So that's like the dynamic I've had for like 15, 16 years with this man. So, he took me out and we were talking about how to proceed with divorce steps. And he told me, we can handle this without lawyers. And I'll give you this amount of money a month because if we decide to go with lawyers, which I'm fine with, totally fine. But if we decide to go with lawyers, you're going to end up getting a really bad deal. And he said it to me in a way that was like, I'm really thinking about you, right? You're going to end up with a really bad deal because they're going to look at your earning potential and your college degree and they're going to say, you're not going to get any alimony. So if you just take my deal, we'll be great, right? So that was a point for me of choosing to go with fear based or move into love based. Fear based would have been listening to him, right? Because I was scared and I was like, oh, he must know what he's talking about. I should listen to him. So if I don't listen to him, something bad is going to happen to me, right? Staying in that space. Instead, I chose the love base, which is choosing me, right? And choosing something different. And that was the scary one to choose at the time. And I said, no, we're going to go with lawyers. Well, fast forward to now, it's February or almost March, but we're in that now. We both have lawyers. And wouldn't you know it, that everything he told me was total bullshit. And right now, he's gonna owe me like double and a half of what he said he was going to be giving me and post dated to when I filed. So everything he said to me, I could have believed that. And I would have screwed myself over for the sake of keeping him happy or mollified, right? But by not listening to him and trusting myself and choosing that love base, I'm going to be able to provide for myself and my kids in a much more stress free kind of way, right? Because it was just bullshit. So just remember that when you make that hard decision to choose yourself, to choose something beyond the fear based, there's an action that follows that, and you're probably going to like it, you know? Just saying. Maybe not all the time, but surely, surely more than you thought. I think, I know a lot of my clients have in the past and are currently in this kind of a dynamic with a former partner. And I just want to remind you that education is going to be the most important thing you ever do. Never, ever, ever, ever take legal advice from your ex. Okay? Don't do that. I know lawyers are expensive. Get a consultation, spend a few $100s on that. Do not ever listen to what your ex is telling you when it comes to legal advice. Why the hell would they give you good legal advice? That it makes no sense at all. Okay? Know your rights, know the regulations and the rules from where you live, talk to family court, like do your due diligence, please, because you're not going to win in the long run by making things easier for somebody who is manipulating you. Okay? You don't win points for that. You just get exhausted and broke. So that's my PSA for today. So, all right. So here comes your dandelion. Oh, what are all these? Okay, tell me when you're ready. Okay, so for dandelion, we've got the cow, the cat, and the water fairy. Speaking of, right? I must have given you a preview of this one. Okay, so cow, the cat, and the water fairy. Emotional boundaries. What does that mean to you? When I say emotional boundaries, do you even like what part of your body does that even connect to for you? Is it a concept that has like no connection at all? It's just talking points. Like, does it hit for you when I say that? Emotional boundaries. Oh, wait. It's okay if it doesn't, because I think that's why I'm asking, because I think it might be a little buzzwordy and we need to break it down this morning. Right. Emotional boundaries. This particular take on emotional boundaries is about you trying to control other people's emotions. Sometimes in a loving manner, right? Because you don't want them to feel any type of discomfort. But I want to put a spotlight on how incredibly selfish and egotistical that is, while simultaneously acknowledging that you've told yourself that it's loving and kind. This is the next level of understanding this for you because it's looking in the mirror and seeing what is actually happening in an energetic dynamic. When you say things and do things in order to manipulate another person to feel a certain way because you don't want to deal with their potential emotional fallout because that's uncomfortable for you, that's pretty selfish, wouldn't you say? If you manipulate the way things sound and how they receive them, what they know and what they don't know, so that you don't have to deal with their actual emotional reaction to something. It isn't loving and it isn't kind, and you're not actually saving them from any type of emotional turmoil. You're saving yourself. Okay. So look at this for a second. Look at this for a second in your life. And where are you doing this? Are you doing it with your children? Are you doing it with your partner? Are you doing it to yourself? Because we do that too. Like, where is this hitting for you with your emotional boundaries? Because on the flip side of that, this whole like little bit of a clusterfuck we've got going on here is gumming up the works for some serious abundance energy for you. And I have to just clarify again, abundance does not mean cash. Okay. That's not what it means. It means energy flows freely in and freely out. It doesn't get stuck. So today, the cow is energy moving in and out, flowing energy. When you're emotionally manipulating the people in your lives so that you feel safe, so that you don't have to deal with reactions that you don't currently have a structure in place to handle, you are gumming up the works for actual abundance because you've got your fingers in way too many pots, right? Now, I will also say there is a reason why you do this, and it's self-preservation. But you probably moved yourself out of that situation already in your life, right? So now you're just acting on muscle memory. This is how you had to live to survive, probably since you were little, right? You had to do this to survive, but now it's time to learn some new ways and start teaching yourself that it's safe to be with your own feelings and to let other people have them. You're not responsible for other people's feelings. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Did I mud puddle it? It's clear in my brain, but does that make sense to you? Like, do you see where this energy's guiding you at this time? Okay, good. So this is big because this will block your abundance energy big time because all of your energy is being spent like with your hands in other people's cookie jars and you don't even realize it, right? You don't even realize it. And if you do realize it, you think that you're doing it for the good of all, right? But what you're actually doing is preventing growth. You're preventing growth and movement, which is part of the abundance flow. Okay. So again, we acknowledge why. We're not mad at ourselves for having developed these tactics because you needed them. But now it's time to grow out of them and find new ways to interact with the energy. Okay. So that is your dandelion, which was kind of a detox message, right? Ooh. All right, don't leave yet because I didn't forget about this. We're going to pull a card from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck for your full moon in Virgo. As a reminder, I'm here every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard and 9 a.m. on Mondays doing Coffee and Magic. And if you'd like to donate and buy me a cup of coffee, you can do that through the link in my bio on Instagram and on TikTok or go to my website. All right, let's see. I've been really liking this deck lately. It's very pretty and very brief. So, full moon Virgo message coming at you. It's certainly not all of those. This is like just a whole chunk of cards. All right, interesting, pretty. This says talisman. Talisman. Very Pisces vibe on that card. Let's see what it says. It's number 49. Interesting. All right. Wisdom allows you to recognize traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information about where you are on your journey. It helps you recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Now you're at a place where you know the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you, for you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You've learned your lessons and earned the right to your success. A lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for the success you seek. Well, we're ending this morning with a little cherry on top, so I hope you enjoyed that. That is your talisman. I will post that to my Instagram stories if you want to read it again. Okay? Have a good weekend. Please send me lots of good juju. Hopefully, I am not about to get horrifically sick. I'm a little bit concerned as we sit here and live and breathe right now because I got that weird feeling, but maybe it's just energy. I will see you Monday, hopefully. I love you. Thank you for being here. Mwah, 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 mwah.